Hello. Oh, wait. Yes. What? Huh. Haha. Yeah, it is a little minimize. How about now? Still the same.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to IRC's Lemma Ultimate Season 2 of Round 5 of Bahrain, the WEC layout, sponsored by the Race Sims. We are joined with me, Swagger Turbo, in the comms, with co-commenting with me is Deepak, as well as he's also managing the stream. So, hi, Deepak.
Yeah. Hi, Swagger. Thanks for joining. And yeah, like you said, we are halfway. I mean, this is the midpoint of our season. We have a break week after this, and this is the last one before the break week. And we are racing in Bahrain, so quite an interesting circuit, and has a lot of racing potential, and has a lot of mishap potential as well. We did ran another alternate layout, the outer loop, and we did have a very spicy turn one through there. So hopefully those shenanigans will not be repeated, but it is to be seen. So before that, we also have some other important news. We just wrapped up our F1 2025 season 13. So huge congratulations to the winners. Let's just have a look on the, shall we? Yeah, so starting off, let's start with the Constructors Championship, which is taken by Red Bull this season, and almost a one-man show from Free the Pro, who also takes the World Drivers Championship. So congratulations to those guys. And yeah, so what do you think, Swagger? Have you been following the F1 season? What do you think of this?
Yeah, I've seen a few, races here and there, and damn, I must say, congrats to the Red Bull boys, free and deleted user, of course. And yeah, I've seen the pace that Pre has had in the past season as well, and yeah, it was nice to see a couple of races, but then again, it was mostly, just dominating a season from Pre overall, and yeah, congrats to him for getting the constructor and I think the drivers as well, right?
Yep, indeed. We'll take the double over here. So, yeah, and moving on to the second important announcement, which is the prize pool for the F1 tournament as well. We did have a prize for the top 5, and on the right side, you can see the top 8 who have finished up after 10 rounds of racing in F1. So, Pre the Pro takes the Drivers' Championship in P1 with a dominating points lead with 263 points to his tally. So yeah, it's quite a dominating performance there. And Dark Knight comes in with P2 with 182 points, doing his level best to stay in that fight for the constructors, but unfortunately just did not pan out. Then we have Aradhya Gupta, who finishes in P3 with 178 points. Had good potential to be a championship contender, but just lost his way through the championship. Will definitely be looking to improve on his run going forward. And you got Helium in P4 in the Kick Sauber with 113 points, and Faison comes in at P5 in the Haas. So these top 5 guys walk away with a cash prize that is listed on the screen. So congratulations to all of them, and congratulations to all the participants who showed up and made it a good season. And yeah, so going forward we'll definitely be hosting more seasons, and considering that FN25 is gonna have a bit longer run with no more 26 in the picture, we'll definitely have a few more leagues. So if you do want to catch in on the action, do join us in IRC. The link is in the description. Just head over to the website, join our Discord server, and sign up to take part in the action. Okay, moving on to the subject of today. I think we are just a few moments away from the quali session starting, and yeah, so like I said, we are in round 5 of the 10 round calendar, and we are racing in Bahrain, and I think we have around 28 cars participating today, with one specific name returning after a long time. Azim Maratal is a race with us, and he's back after his break, and he seems to be excited to get going. We'll be very excited to see how his race performs. He's been doing a lot of practice laps, so yeah, I'm quite interested to see how this race pans out. What do you think, Sagar?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited to see him back on track as well. Of course, we've seen him racing with us in the F1 categories as well as I think ACC earlier on. So yeah, let's see how he fares in comparatively a new game, LMU. And of course, we have seen his pace before. Let's see if he can show it here in LMU as well.
Yep.
But yeah, last time I think during the last Bahrain circuit, the outer circuit, I'm pretty sure it was if I'm not wrong, I could be wrong here, but I think it was Atul, right, who won that race.
No, it was FIFA Kanak who won that race. Atul did give a very tough fight to take that win away, but yeah, Kanak had took the win on that race in his Corvette.
Well, talking about Kanak, he is the championship leader as of now. He has 187 points to his name, and the gap between him and Moto is almost 19 points. So he has the upper hand right now. He had a very dominant week last time around in Sebring as well, and yeah, we'll just have to see how he does this time around on track in Bahrain. We have seen, of course, in the outer circuit as well, he was able to get the win. And yeah, let's see if he can just continue that momentum going into this week as well. And as you were saying earlier, we do have, these guys are racing for, I would say, money. At the end of the day, of course, there's a cash prize for these guys. So yeah, Kanak trying whatever he can to keep the top step, with him. Just keep that P1 secured and let the others make as many mistakes as possible. So let's see where he can put that car going into the qualifying here.
Yeah, indeed, it does matter a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, we race for fun, we race for all those things, but yes, money is involved, so the dynamics just changes altogether, and that makes things a lot more interesting, or you could say. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And yeah, talking about interesting, we've had a very interesting, last race here in Bahrain. I remember a final into turn 3 of the outer circuit as well. So let's see if these guys can keep it clean, because even in the last race, we saw quite a few contacts here and there, but then they were able to, just get it back and focus on the race. So let's see if the top 5, of course, we don't have these guys putting in laps yet, but yeah, let's see if the top 5 can just keep clean and keep the noses clean as well. And a quick, insider info that I got from the championship leader right now, Kanak himself, is that it takes almost 3 laps to get your tires in the correct working range. So we're going to see a lot of fast times on the board, and it's just going to be, these guys are going to go faster and faster each lap, because once the tire is in the right window, They need to get that lap in without making any mistake. And yeah, just hope for the best.
Yeah, indeed, the tires do take quite a while to warm up, so first 2 or 3 laps is just gonna be them trying to build up the temperature, build up the confidence to turn in and brake as late as they can, and slowly they will be ramping up their lap times with the stint. But yeah, this week there is no twists in the weather, and it seems to be a normal day in the desert, slightly colder temps as usual. And yeah, it looks to be a good conditions to go racing. It's not too hot, not too cold, perfect temperature for the tires to go up as well. So yeah, really looking forward to see what kind of lap times our drivers are going to be putting up.
Yeah, on screen right now is Ajish Gilbert. We've seen him having some decent pace overall, over the, let's say, the last season as well. But yeah, he's just been a little inconsistent this time around, and has been having a few issues here and there, and it's mostly a recovery drive kind of thing for him. But yeah, again, he still has like 81 points to his name, which is pretty decent. But yeah, he needs to try and keep it cleaner, and he'll definitely be up there with the faster guys in front, because there are a lot of people who are making mistakes during the race as well. It's almost, I think, 40-minute race, so towards the end, a few mistakes here and there from quite a few of these guys. But yeah, let's see who puts it on pole in the first out lap, or just let's say a warm up lap, because yeah, it's gonna take time for these tires to warm up and get into the right working condition. And I must say the overall HUD as well is pretty interesting. We have Bharat on the left side in the mug, and the B-Talari HUD on the right side as well. So yeah, quite a nice thing that we have going on this time around.
Indeed, I mean, we do have some overlay updates courtesy of LMU, and even the tool that we are using, the broadcast control, also has got some good new updates. So yeah, it's really quite nice to work with these tools and provide a good broadcasting experience. So it's really nice to see.
Well, we just have to wait and see what these guys get when these guys get going. We are already 14. I mean, we only have like 14, I would say 15 minutes left into this quali session, and the first lap right now is with Motomoto or Hatik Pari with a 202.8. So again, slowly but surely, the fast guys are putting in the laps, and even with these cold tires, going slightly wide there. I'm not sure if that will be track cut or not, but yeah, completely using every single bit of the track if he did stay inside. But yeah, Talari right now is definitely pushing the car to the limit, and we did see a very decent performance from him last time around as well. So let's see if he can continue that momentum going into this race.
Indeed, he's been on the he's been having some good pace so far and maintaining himself in the top. And speaking of someone who has got a good pace but not so good results, it has been Patil who was one of the victims in that turn 1 crash last week in the Bahrain race, and he's been having a bit of a horrible luck, to be honest. So well, actually, I don't see his name. I'm not sure if he's participating today or not, but yeah, I was really looking forward to see what kind of performance he can put. Oh no, wait, never mind. He's here.
He's there.
Jaikumar Patil is participating today, so he'll definitely be looking to repeat some of that qualifying performance, but not the kind of luck he had in the race. So that will definitely be something he'll be looking forward to.
Yeah, and while you're talking, we have Raj Modi boosting himself up to P2. Pretty decent, consistent laps by him as well. He's always in the mid pack. And yeah, Afzan in the Porsche, blue Porsche of his, goes fastest with a 201.9. So the track is ramping up. These guys are getting the tires up to the right working window, and these times are just going to drop down. I'm pretty sure they can go sub 2 minutes over here. So yeah, we just have to wait and watch, wait for these guys to start going faster and faster. And while I'm talking about that, Hardik Pari goes with a 201.4.
Yep, Hardik Pari he's got good quality pace, and he's making that clear. He's always been really good when it comes to quality performances, and the Porsche is a very good car for that purpose. So he'll definitely be looking to maximize that. And surprisingly, we are not seeing some of the usual suspects. Kanak is nowhere close right now. I'm not sure whether he's taking his sweet time to get it warmed up or just waiting for it. But whatever it is, he's still not up there. But these guys are swapping provisional pole one after another.
Well, as of now, I think it's a two-horse race, at least, for the competition itself. I don't see Atul Bhaskar in the mix either. So, is he not racing tonight?
Well, he's got a huge occasion coming up, so understandable that he cannot participate. He did participate last weekend's round with a controller, and well, did put on a good show for us. So yeah, I mean, I don't think he's participating this week.
Well, that's good news for the guys behind him because there'll be a lot of points that they can gain over him. And talking about points, as I was saying, it is kind of like a two-horse race between Moto and FIFA Kanak. Of course, Kanak leading the championship as of now. But yeah, it's only 19 points, I think, between them. And it could get spicy if Moto can't, just keep the racing part clean and on track. So let's just, hope and pray that he can just keep consistent. As of now, it is Bhargav Talari who is P1. So yeah, a lot of time left for these guys to go faster. But yeah, I can see Kanak on a pretty fast lap. He has the purple sector 1, lost a bit in the sector 2.
And he had to back out there. I think he's concerned of the traffic up front, so he has backed out of that lap and he's gonna go over again.
And he would have definitely seen that purple fastest lap as well on top. That's his immediate rival. Hardik Pari going fastest with a 2:08. So yeah, a pretty good lap by him.
Indeed, we have seen our first sub 2, I mean, just 2 zeros. So, well, can he go much faster than that?
Well, I'm pretty sure he can. It's not like these guys have sandbags on right now. It's just that, they need to get the tires in the working condition. So yeah, we did get info that it is gonna take a while for these tires to get in the right temperature. So yeah, once they get it up, I'm pretty sure the times will start going. Will just start tumbling down more and more. And yeah, we have Kanak, I think, on screen right now.
Yep, we are on board Kanak, and he has set the purple first sector.
Yeah, he's P14 right now, and definitely I don't think he'll be ending it there unless he messes up his lap. But yeah, as of now, purple first sector. Let's see how he does. Ooh, a slight snap over there going into the hairpin, but keeps it clean, keeps it inbounds as well, using a bit of curb. I'm pretty sure that's completely fine. And yeah, on to... for a second I just got confused with the Porsche there. But yeah, on to the final sector here now. He'll be entering it real soon after the right-hander here, going up the hill. It's a slight braking in, almost a 90-degree right. Very easy to go wide as well, but he has this second sector on lock as well. He has gone faster overall. Let's see if he can bring it back. Just one more corner left, and Hardik Pari goes even faster by almost a 10th, and that's a 2 minute and a 0.7. Yeah, that's a very good lap by him. But can Kanak take it back? Take the pole position off of him. We still have 8.5 minutes left. Coming up to the line now, and that's the 2 minute on the dot, almost on the dot, just 0.08 of a second. But wow, what a lap that is.
Yeah, indeed, he's almost dipping close to sub 2 minutes. It's almost right there. It's tantalizingly close. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps and he might get there.
Well, it does look like he's still pushing. He is not slowing down. And yeah, we have a lot of guys in the pit. So it's a pretty open track for him. I don't think anyone's in front of him either. It's just clean, clean open track for him. He can just focus on himself and doesn't have to care about any traffic going on. Lovely onboard shot here as well, and using all of the track here, and still has somehow managed to get 0.09 of a second on his fastest lap. So this, if he continues this lap, he's definitely getting sub 2 minute lap.
Yep, looks to be on course for one of those laps. So kind of hard to see how he nails this turn. 10 goes a little wide, clips the apex on here, and goes slams the throttle, and yeah, it seems to be a good line through here as well. Approaching the end of sector 2, got a fast left followed by a very fast right-hander. Easy to lose your car. The rear just wants to step out. It's under so much load through here that you just gotta keep it delicate. When as you see, Kanak is trying to just keep the car under control. The car just wants to go outside, but Kanak is wrestling that car to keep it under control. And on to the back straight. One more corner, well, technically 2 more corners remaining for him to see what kind of lap time he can get. That exit is going to be very crucial. Let's see how he tackles this. Takes perfectly on the mark, clips the apex, goes out wide, and doesn't take too much of the exit curve, which you do not need to do, and just cuts back onto the circuit and onto the home straight. Just a few more meters for him to see where he goes, and here we have, ladies and gentlemen, our first sub 2 minute lap, a 159.7.
What a lap that is. And yeah, he was saying it is possible to go sub 2 minute here, and yeah, definitely shows it on track. We even have Priyan Chauhan going into P2, so a very decent lap by him as well. But yeah, he definitely has to try and get a bit more, almost 9/10 of a second on Kanak to get that P1. But yeah, let's see if anyone else has the pace to try and overtake and get P1 from Kanak here, because that's a very good lap by him. And again, these guys are coming out of the pits just now, and they will take a bit of time to get the tires in the right temperature again.
Yeah, indeed, and again, that's a very good lap from Priyansh as well. That is P the Pro, who just claimed the WDC in F1 season 13, and he just started with LMU, and his pace is really good. He's just starting out, and he's already on the charge for the top positions, so that's really good to see.
Yeah, right now the P1 and 2 is with the Corvettes. We have the Porsche of Hardik Pari in P3, and that's the BMW of, I think, Bhargav Talari in P4. So yeah, even Afzan is in P5. We've seen quite a bit of pace from him as well. It's just that a little bit of inconsistency here and there in the race. Otherwise, yeah, he definitely has the pace to fight with the guys on up top there. So yeah, let's see how it goes, because we still have almost 5 minutes left into this race, into this quali, and people are slowly but surely getting the tires into the right window and going past the laps.
Yeah, so the second set of tires are out, and it's taking a while for them to get their attempts into the window. It will take, like I said earlier, at least 2 laps to get it into a competitive frame. So that's what we are seeing right now. We can see yellow sectors all around. It's just people just, warming up their tires and building that attempts up onto the tires so that they can go on actual push laps. So probably 2 minutes in the session or something like that, we'll start to see a lot more lap times coming in on the board.
Well, usually this is the time where people come back into the pits when it's Formula One. Just get ready for the final dash, which is almost, I think, 2:30. That's when people usually go out. But yeah, these guys have to be on track, have to make sure the tires are heated up properly, and then go for a push lap. So right now, Kanak, I think, is very confident that that lap is going to fetch him pole, because he's back in the pits, does not want to come out. And yeah, he's done overall, I think, 7 laps, and that's a very decent 159.7 by him to keep pole, at least for now.
Yeah, indeed, that lap time does look a lot good, considering the gap is almost close to a second. It's 0.939, so that's quite a dominating lap over there. We did know that the Corvette is going to be a very fast quali car, and it might not be a great car when it comes to race because of how it treats its tires. But when it comes to quali, where the tire preservation is not in your checklist, that car can fly, as demonstrated by Kanak and of course by Priyansh as well.
Both of them doing very well for themselves. Again, we have seen that Priyansh has the pace. He was, I think, in the top 3 in quali last race as well. And yeah, very good showing here as well. And I'm pretty sure he just went faster by maybe 100 something, because the time did flash a little bit.
Yep.
And then yeah, it's still 9/10 of a second. So he's back in the pits. I think that's it for his chance to get pole there. But yeah, we have Hardik Pari, who is still on a lap, trying to go and get the tires heated up. Right now on screen, we have Azim Banatwala, who has made us all laugh quite a lot of times. And let's see if he can, you know, get a good result on his first, let's say, debut race in LMU.
Indeed, he has gone with the Mercedes. He was experimenting with a few cars with the McLaren and a Mercedes, and he has decided to stick with the Mercedes. And he goes over the line and stays P14. Was an improvement, but just not there to move him up to position. So most likely, he is still on one of those warm-up laps. So maybe this would be the lap that could put him up a little higher.
One thing that I just noticed is that from P4 all the way down to, I would say, P17, they are all under a second off each other. So it's a very, very close margins after the top three, of course. But yeah, all of them very, very close to each other. Just like a couple of tenths separating few of them. And then, of course, after like, I think Banat, it's almost 3-4 tenths or, even a second after that. But yeah, it's like the top, I would say, after the top four, it's a very, very close margins between all of them.
Yep, that is typically how the pace is when it comes to the mid pack. Just 1 or 2 tenths could mean the difference between you starting in like the third row or in like the seventh row. So it's very tight in the mid pack, and every single corner, every single tenth counts in those situations.
Oh, definitely. We've seen that having track position, especially on the race starts, helps quite a lot, because we've seen, especially in the last race as well, we've seen that I think the driver who started fourth got into a small kerfuffle, and yeah, he got spun out and he had to come back all the way from the back, and it was not a very good day for him there. So need to try and make sure that you keep things clean. And right now, Kanak and Priyansh are on a very, very good part of the track and can avoid all the carnage behind them.
Yep, I mean, considering that there is a very steep braking zone here, it doesn't mean that you are gonna be very safe from one late brake move, but staying up front just increases your chances that much better. As we see, Azim Banatal has moved up to P5 on the leaderboard, and I believe that's the checkered flag for him. Or does he have time for a lap? That's the session over for him.
Yeah, great lap by him. Just a few tenths off, and he was in P14. And now, yeah, he's done a very good lap and promoted himself up to P5. And Hardik Pati has gone faster, but just not fast enough. Kanak had set a very, very phenomenal lap with a 1:59.7. And yeah, Hardik sets a time of 2 minutes and 4 tenths after that. So yeah, pretty close between the mid pack. The top three, though, almost, I would say, almost a second between them.
Indeed, the top three. When Kanak has put up daylight between himself and P2, Hardik got close, 0.7 close, but just not close enough. And yeah, after that, now Jayakumar Patil goes even closer, but yeah, just could not knock that 2 minute barrier, and he finishes 6 tenths behind Kanak's lap time. So that's a good attempt, but well, just puts him into P2.
Yeah, that's a good lap by Ajish Gilbert and Afzan as well, promoting both of them up to 5th and 6th respectively, and they demote Azim Banatwala to P7. So again, super close margins between all of them, and yeah, that's a very good lap by, I would say, Jayakumar Patil as well to promote himself up to P2. I don't think I saw him on the board like maybe a minute before this, and yeah, he's gone into the first row. Has a great chance of maybe sending one down the inside of Kanak to try and take the position off of him in the start. But yeah, Kanak right now very, very dominant and has set almost 7 tenths between him and the guy in P2, which is Jayakumar Patil.
Yeah, so for Jaykumar Patil, this will be some PTSD memories because he did start P2 in that outer loop race as well, and he just got collected for no fault of his own. So he'll definitely be hoping that it's not a repeat of something like that. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we have almost a minute and 40 seconds left for them to set their strategies right. Of course, have to, they have to take care of the right tires to be on, what's the fuel load and all of that. So yeah, let's look at the starting group. I am pretty sure
Yeah, there was some
there's some
mistake in
glitch
there.
there. But yeah, in the front row we have Kanak and Priyansh Obhan. Both. Oh wait, I think that's also changed now. So we have Kanak in P1, we have Jaikumar Patil in P2, who is in the BMW. Then we have Hardik Pari in P3, we have Priyansh in P4, Ajish in P5, and A. Afsan in P6. Azim is behind them in P7, and Somik and Bhargav in 8th and 9th. We have Raj Modi finishing up the top 10 here. And yeah, I think 11th is Akbar Kumar, 12th is Geetan Samuel, 13th is Nikhil Joji, 14th is James Robin, 15th is Arav Shakant, Abid Hussain, and Santosh Kumarswamy in P16 and 17. We have Salman in P18, Vijay Karbo, and Shiv Kiran topping up, finishing up the 19th and 20th. But yeah, we are on the grid now, and all the cars are almost set. Most of them, of course, on. I mean, not most of them, all of them on the medium tires. It's going to be a rolling start as usual. And we are just 10 seconds away for them to start the formation lap.
Yep, they'll be getting there. Making sure the tires are changed, fuel is all set, and as you guys know, it's a 2x fuel and a 2x tire race, so they're gonna have to set their pit strategies right and make sure they got the fuel strategies right. That's what that earlier 1.5 minute was. But now the time's up and it's now time to go racing. So the formation lap has started and the cars are rolling in a 2x2 formation. You can't weave, you can't accelerate or decelerate aggressively. Just gonna have to hold on to that 2 file formation and drive steadily on your way to the line, which you see is happening right now. So hopefully there is not going to be a lot of confusion over there. Sometimes you do tend to see a lot of confusing moments through people just trying to like get their tire times and move a little out of the green zone, which really the game will punish you very harshly. It'll just straight up throw you a DT penalty. So hopefully nothing of that sort happens. And yeah, we are on to the main straight, and the race will be starting in a few seconds.
Yeah, these boys are very close to the finish line right there, and there we go. We have James Robin with the drive through, and it's a good start by the Porsche of Hardik. Instantly, we can see the Corvette of Kanak all on the inside, just defending that inside line. Can Jaykumar send one around the outside? Oh, there we go. We had a transition there. But yeah, he did try to go for a move, but no. Kanak just holds that line and holds the inside. Very well defended for P1, but he's still under pressure by the BMW. Can he outbrake him? No, he can't. He has to stay behind the Corvette. And yeah, the Corvette of, I think, Priyansh has to stay behind Hardik Pari as well, who's, again, got very close in the start. Azim Banatwala also struggling a little bit at the back, P7 as of now. But there we go. He has been bumped by Bhargav behind him. And yeah, still able to keep P7 with him.
Yeah, it is. It's just kerfuffle through the mid-pack area, just jostling of positions, trying to get their way up. And as I say, James Robin just had gotten a DT for not staying in the green in the formation lap. And I see two cars going, two Porsche going side by side into turn 10. That's not a place where it's quite easy to do it. And I think that's the Porsche of, I think that's Geetan Samuel that has just moved up.
That's Geetan Samuel and I think Akbar Kumar. Both of them, again, props to them for not having any contact there. But yeah, trying to go for a move down the inside. And the red Porsche, just say that. And the BMW is right behind. Maybe, just waiting for these guys to get into a proper battle and take the position while going down inside, or maybe not. He has to stay behind Akbar as of now and just wait it out. And James Robin in the BMW right behind has a DT as well. So Up front, we have the Ferrari of Raj Modi defending his position of P9 from, I think that is Somik Sen. And yeah, trying to just defend the inside line. Can he go for a switchback here? The BMW has pretty decent speed, and Kanak is still, I think, leading the race right now by almost 2 seconds.
Yep, Kanak has stretched his advantage like anything. He's making use of these earlier chaotic laps unfolding in the midfield.
Yeah, Hardik is very, very close to the car in front as well. And talking about close, these guys are still at it. The Porsche in front makes a brilliant move on Somik Sen, going around, I think, on the inside and then outside, going into turn 1 and 2. And right now we are on board A. Hussein, who is trying to make a move on the Porsche right in front of him. Goes down the inside, but the Porsche breaks very late, or just turned in quite late, and that is definitely going to harm his run going into the next S section.
Yeah, indeed, and that was quite a chaotic opening lap. Hopefully there was not a lot of massive contacts, but we did see a lot of jostling of positions, cars being side by side in places where it's not straightforward to do so, and somehow most have carried on. I think James Robin is the biggest loser in that lap with that drive-through penalty, which is going to set him back a lot, especially in these opening laps. So he's got a very big task cut out in front of him.
Oh, definitely, he's had a decent start. He's up to P12 as well, and yeah, just unlucky that he has a drive-through. But yeah, right now we can just see all of them in a single file line, just have to follow each other, wait for the driver in front to make a mistake, and just try and make a move then.
We do have a spun Aston Martin. This is Aston Martin Santosh Kumarasamy, who's just spun out on the entry to the corner. It's quite easy to do that, and I think he might have just overcommitted into the corner.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about here. He's making a mistake, and there we go. He's gone down all the way to P24. The gaps in the mid-pack was very, very close in the quali as well. We have 22 drivers running even now. We have 3 retirements, and actually 4 retirements. We have 24 drivers on track. So yeah, let's see over here on board with Abdul Muqeed. Can he try and, of course not on this lap, but yeah, he has to try and get close to the car in front and then maybe look for a move. And talking about move, the Aston Martin either is defending or making a great move on the BMW in front, and yeah, he does keep the position there. So there we go, it's still side by side. A. Hussein not wanting to give up P13 here and takes P13 off of the Aston Martin. Can he go for a move? But the Porsche is also there. It's a 3 wide going into the next turn. Nope. Aston Martin breaks up very late, and what a move that is.
Looks like Jake Patel has lost his P2 and he's dropped down to P7.
Yeah, I think he has made a mistake over there. And while we're talking about the other guys, he's down to P8 now, so something definitely wrong with Jay Patel's car.
Indeed, we'll look at that replay once it comes up, but quite interesting to see him just drop off the grid. Like I was just about to say, well, he just had a good lap and do not get taken out this time around, but I wonder what happened this time.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him, but yeah, moving on, we have Priyansh, who's trying to make a move on Hardik, but he's just kept it within touching distance of Hardik here, which is pretty damn good. And talking about good, Kanak has already pulled out a 4.5 second gap. This man just wants to finish the championship early and check out, because man's been flying completely, domination last race as well, and is doing pretty well this race too. And yeah, Hardik is slightly under pressure from Priyansh behind him, but we have Afzan, who is right behind him and giving him a tough competition. So he has to try and attack and put Moto in between him and Afzan, or else it's going to be Afzan who will get a chance at his fellow Porsche in front.
Peter C. Moto is trying to manage his fuel levels, lifting off before the braking zone, and still trying his best to stay up ahead. And for him, his fellow Porsche drivers are also helping him by piling the pressure on Priyansh, who is closing in, but has to keep an eye on the rearview mirrors for the Porsche of Afzan, who could strike at any moment.
I'm not sure about constructors, but if they're getting any prize money here. But yeah, according to points, Porsche is leading the constructors right now because it's just more than number. And yeah, BMW is in second. So even though the Corvette of FIFA Canuck is in P1, they are P3 overall in the constructors. So yeah, let's see if a constructor battle can happen here. But yeah, Priyansh doing a very good job of keeping Afzan behind him and yeah, just staying within a second of Hardik Pari in front.
Yep, indeed, and I think the pack has settled down right now. They're in fuel management mode, staying in single line and conserving that virtual energy to go till the halfway point where they will fill it up and come out again. So yeah, right now it seems to be management territory for these guys. Meanwhile, Kanak up front is just punching in purple sectors after purple sectors. So yeah, he's trying to make the best use of that car when it's fresh on its tires and is in a good shape. I think that's what's happening there.
Well, I would say good shape is understatement. He is 6.3 seconds away from Hardik behind. So yeah, definitely just punching it and keeping a very good gap. So even if he makes a mistake, he'll still be up in front. A 2-minute and fight it's still there. So yeah, a very good lap by Kanak yet again. I think he'll go sub 2 minute just in the race.
That will be some kind of a statement to make that with race fuel load. I mean, sub 2 minute in quali load is something, but race load, no, that's gonna be something else.
Ooh, the Ferrari of I think that's Raj Modi getting pretty close to the back of Azim Banatwala, who is under pressure right now. Of course, we've seen Raj Modi making some very good defensive moves. Can he go for an attack on Azim Banatwala, who's debuting in this race? Goes down the inside, breaks a little late, and yeah, that's a textbook move from Raj Modi. A very good move by him. Can Azim Banatwala try and get a good run into the S's? No, I don't think so. He has to wait behind him for now and maybe size him up in the next straight.
Yeah, I mean, Azim did squeeze him to the inside to conserve that line, but Raj Modi just had the measure of him and dived down the inside and took that position away. So Azim drops down to P9 and he is now under pressure from Samik Sen, who also demonstrated some excellent racecraft in the Fuji round when he held off the advances of Atul Bhaskar, who was in a much faster Lexus, but Samik was just defending like his life depended upon it. So yeah, he's no slouch when it comes to racecraft. And up here we see two Beamers just fighting for position. I think that was Bhargav Talari and Jay Patil, who was just going side by side into that turn. It did look a bit clumsy, but they are just sticking nose to tail.
Well, we don't know exactly what happened with Jaikumar Patil here, but yeah, all over the back of the BMW in front of him, which is I think Bhargav Talari. And yeah, we have seen that he has the pace, but Bhargav also is a very good driver when it comes to defense. So it's going to be hard for him to make a move. Maybe a late dive into turn 1 could be dangerous, but yeah, it could be the thing that Jaikumar is looking for. But yeah, he's down to P7, trying to make some positions back, what he lost in I think the second lap. So definitely getting close, going for a move down the inside. He has to leave space, brakes quite late compared to the BMW behind, and it almost looked as if Bhargav didn't want to fight it and just follow Jaikumar through.
Yep, I mean the move was over even before the apex point. Usually you'll see cars going side by side into the apex, but this time the move was far earlier it got over, and Bhargav is trying to throw some switchback lines at Jaikumar Patil, but Patil has it covered and is holding on to the position. He moves up one place right now.
Well, that's good news for Jaikumar, just recovering from maybe a spin. We'll have to wait and check that out. But yeah, Azim Banatwala on screen as of now in his Mercedes, and yeah, it looks like he's braking quite early compared to the drivers around him, but still has decent amount of pace to keep the Beamer behind him. So let's see if Samik Sen can make a move maybe in the next couple of laps, but right now Banat is doing a very good job of keeping P9.
Yep, he is holding on. Raj Modi is breaking away from Banat and he is going up front, and Banat is trying his best to hang on to that P9. still points on the first race after a long time is not a very bad place, but he's got a long way to go. Got one more pit stop left, and the pit stops we have known that it shuffles up the order quite a lot if you mess up your strategy. So there's a lot more opportunities coming the driver's way. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race pans out for these guys.
Yeah, it's his first race in, I think, I won't say LMU, but yeah, with us in LMU. So I just hope he knows how to get the pit stop strategy done properly, because we had seen in the first season that people were changing tires and that was just taking so long. And the leader who had like 10-second gap, it just so vanished and he was behind by 6 seconds. So let's hope that he knows the pit strat, he has that on lock, and let's see where he comes out when they do actually pit. We still have quite a lot of time. We have almost 32 minutes in the race, so yeah, a lot of time for them to think of it. And yeah, it looks like Ajish Gilbert is following Priyansh right now, both of them on pretty much similar kind of energies, whereas Hardik in front is on 51%, so definitely saving up more compared to the guys behind. And yeah, Ajish is right there. I'm pretty sure Priyansh in the Corvette in front would be like, okay, I can see him right behind me, let's try and not make any mistakes and maybe try and get closer and closer to Hardik in front.
Yep, we did see that earlier. It was Afzan that was piling the pressure, and I think the teammates have decided to swap it around, and Ajish is having a go at Priyansh right now. And yeah, these 4 cars are running as a pack, and you see Priyansh taking a slightly better line, Ajish having a peak on the inside, but it's just not a place where you can get a move done. But what you can do though is upset the car up front and mess up the lines through these very fast corners where even a slight offline mistake couldn't throw you around. So yeah, I think that was his tactics there, and you can see he's visibly much more closer than what it was earlier. The Porsche does have superior acceleration, and he just has to wait for the Corvette's tires to reach the phase where it cannot really perform anymore. So yeah, he's keeping the pressure up, and these cars are sticking together. So let's see how long will it take for the overtake to happen, or will this 4-car train remain as it is. So it's going to be an interesting watch.
Well, Kanak setting the fastest lap yet again, and yeah, he's almost a second faster than the guys behind, so no wonder the gap is above 10 seconds now. So yeah, it's just that I think Hardik Pari also was just kind of saving the lap before, and that's why Priyansh was able to get closer to Hardik in front. But yeah, this time around, it just looks like Priyansh is under a lot of pressure. He is losing quite a bit of time. He's almost 4/10 slower compared to Ajish Gilbert, who's behind him. And yeah, it just looks like he is under pressure, and we just have to wait and see if it's more of a when will Ajish overtake than if he'll be able to overtake.
Yep,
but right now
like
he's doing a very good job of defense.
Indeed, it looks like the case because his car is getting extremely close in the braking zones, and he's able to pitch his car into corners much earlier than that Corvette is able to do. You can see his car is much more nimble and turns in a lot more efficiently. So I think that is where the difference is going to be coming up.
Deepak, you have raced against at least some of these guys. I am pretty sure you have raced against Ajish as well. So what do you think? By which lap will he be able to overtake the car in front?
Well, as far as I have my experience with racing with Ajish, he's quite a nice guy. He does not barge his way through or anything like that. He wants to make his moves clean, and well, quite often it just ends up going wrong for him for some other weird reasons. It will be some kind of an equipment failure. I think in Fuji he had a pedals failure, something like that. So something or the other just goes wrong, and he has some bad results, which are clearly not representative of what his pace or what his skill is capable of. So I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully he can hang on and get a good result for himself.
Well, it looks like even Hardik is either just managing his tires and I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, right now he's not able to pull away from Priyansh behind him. And yeah, talking about people behind, we have Azim Banatwala trying to defend from 2 cars, both of them are Porsches, and yeah, Akbar Kumar just sending it down the inside, but he does take the outside, and what a move. Banat, even though he is come back after a long time, that's a very decent move. Around the outside, making it the inside, and he says, you know what, Akbar Kumar, stay behind me for yet another turn. But can he go for a move down the inside? Just looks, puts his nose there, but yeah, has to settle for now.
Yep, and I think at the back, while this move was panning out in the back into turn 1, we are seeing another move between Shiv Kiran and Aditya Vanmari, the McLaren and the Corvette going side by side into turn 1. And yeah, these two Porsches are just clambering all over and just trying to get up front. Akbar Kumar seemed to have a slight overlap at the point, but now he's coming the pressure from Nikhil Joshi, who seems to be all over the back of that Porsche. Oh, looks like Banat has gone a little wide. He's made a mistake, and this opens the door for Akbar Kumar, who sweeps around on the inside, and he's going to take the position away from Banat, and he's just going to have to sit back this time and let the car go. But what will Banat do? Will he doesn't drive on the inside? He's going for it. He indeed sends one, and Akbar has to open up that corner, and Banat takes that move forcefully from Akbar Kumar.
Oh, that was some really close racing between these guys, and Akbar, I think, going for a move around the outside, goes on the sand as well, loses a lot of time. The Porsche of Nikhil has overtaken him, and yeah, Banat is just able to hang on to that P10, but these guys are putting in, very good racing, and even after that, he is still side by side with the other Porsche. So Akbar has some phenomenal pace, gets stabbed at the back by the Porsche, almost goes into the wall. I'm pretty sure Nikhil Joshi, okay, he's fine. He almost, just sent himself into the wall there. But this has given a very, very good chance to the Aston Martin of Arav Shakunt to make a move on the Porsche. And yeah, even before we get into the apex, I think he can just take the inside here, and it should be a textbook.
Didn't have to cut the track that much. It really just put in a compromising position, and Akbar just sweeps around and takes the place back. And all this fighting is helping Azim Banatwala run away in the distance. He's getting the much needed buffer that he wanted. And yeah, so Arav Shakunt is hanging around. He's going into turn 4 side by side with Akbar Kumar. Akbar is going around the outside. Will he be able to make that move work, or will he just run out wide? Looks like it's a case of him running out wide, and Arav Shakunt holds on to the place for now. But again, the Porsches are looking extremely racy, and these guys are just going at it for almost a lap or two. So yeah, this is just some interesting and very exciting racing going through.
Well, yeah, Akbar right there trying to make a move on the Aston Martin in front, but at the same time, we have Nikhil Joshi, who is just following these guys very, very close, and a bit of contact in the last lap, especially in this sector itself. So let's see if he can make a move. We have seen that Akbar is getting some very good exits, but his car does seem to be understeering a little bit. He is, going wide in a couple of places, losing him a little bit of time. But that exit coming out of this turn in the last lap was phenomenal by him. So let's see if he can use that against the Aston in front of him. And ooh, he is completely on the limit and goes off track as well. Ooh, that's unlucky for him. Spins out, pushing a bit too much, trying to get close, and yeah, just has to wait now. Let the cars pass and rejoin safely.
Yep, indeed. And we did see that happening in the previous lap when he was pushing too much on the outside. The car just snapped because he just did not read those warning signs, and well, the car said, "I'm gonna bite you right now," and just threw him out. So that's a sad end to the battle. And while you're watching that, Ajish Gilbert had also fallen off, and he's now entering the pit lane, but he had fallen off from P4 all the way down to P11. Now he's the pit lane.
Is it, has he lost time because of pitting, or?
No, he has been losing position. Let's check the replays. We'll start with Akbar Kumar and Azim Banatwala. There was a contact that has been locked in the final corner, I presume. On to the final corner and almost making a contact there, but still nothing going through. And this is where the whole chaos started. Approaching the final corner, Banat goes defensive, and Akbar Kumar is having none of it. He's poking himself on the inside, and that's a good dive. wonder where the contact was. But well, I think this is what started the whole kerfuffle of this 3-car fight. Quite an entertaining battle for almost 2 laps. A sad note to end it like that with a spin, but yeah.
It was really good couple of laps for these guys, just trading positions left, right, and center. And yeah, he has to pit, I think, maybe a lap earlier than he would have wanted to. And yeah, unfortunately for him, oh, there we go. I think this is Jayakumar Patil. Light bit of contact, and ooh, that is what has happened between Ajish Gilbert and Jayakumar Patil, and that's the reason I think Ajish has fallen back. But which lap is this, Deepak? Because I don't think he should have dropped down to P10 because of that contact, right?
Yeah, well, he was starting to lose positions after that. I presume he had some damage which slowed him down a lot, and he was losing positions left, right, and center.
Well, that's really unlucky for him. He was right up there behind Priyansh, who's comfortably in P3 as of now. Afzan is following them, but yeah, the gap is over a second, just trying to stay with these guys in front. And yeah, talking about the front, we have Kanak at almost 14 seconds in front of everyone else. We have Hardik Pari in P2 and we have Priyansh Shobhan in P3. Both of them separated by less than a second. And yeah, just continuing their run. I think this should be the last lap before they have to get into the pit.
Yep, it indeed looks like James Tobin continuing his climb back up the grid after his drive-through. He's right now in P16 and he's got Vijay Carbo behind him. And just do see some contact log on his name. We'll catch the replay a while later, but we are on board with James Tobin and he's being chased by Vijay Carbo, who is in turn being chased by Justin Thomas in his Porsche. So yeah, these three guys are going to go into the pit lane together, I presume. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategies these guys are under.
Yeah, and a decent comeback from James, back up to P16 now, which isn't too bad. And oh, we have a replay in front of us. Let's see, this is James going for a move on Thomas, and yeah, that's a very good braking move. Keeps the car on the apex as well, and yeah, a very good move by James Robin right there to take P16 off of, or maybe P17 off of James Thomas there.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, that's Justin Thomas and James Robin. Apologies, but yeah, right now was in I think P16 and Abdul Mukeed was in front of him, and we have Priyansh getting into the pits a lap early compared to Hardik Pari, who was saving up quite a bit of, maybe energy as well as tires. And the race leader is also in, so Kanak has come in. Afzan stays out. Jayakumar Patil, I think, stays out. Okay, wait. Afzan has come in, and yeah, the telemetry is a mess. So, anyways, Hardik definitely has stayed out, and on track we have, I think this is Hardik going, maybe overtaking the back marker, am I right?
Yep, it's a back marker car of, I believe that's Keaton Samville. So yeah, he does clear the blue flag and he's on his way to try and extend his gap. But I think there's quite a lot of time that he had to claw back under. So hopefully he can do that, but I don't think that blue flag in turns 2 or 3 is going to help him a lot. But anyway, let's see how his strategy plays out.
I also focused on the telemetry that I completely forgot what's going on the screen here. But yeah, Kanak has bit, and you have to see where Moto comes out compared to him. The gap was, I think, almost 15 seconds before the pits. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. He has 5% of energy left, and Priyansh was also under a second behind Moto here. So yeah, a lot to play for coming into the pits. Last time around, we did see that the overcut worked really well for quite a few drivers actually. And let's see if Hardik here can keep that gap going. We know that the tires take a bit of time to get into the right window. So let's see what the time loss is for Priyansh, because I'm pretty sure Kanak will be coming out in front of Moto, and of course this is a 14-second gap. I don't think we'll see a massive change of the leader here.
Yeah, I mean that gap was too huge to be covered under one pit lane move kind of. Speaking of moves, we have one overtake coming up on the track with Justin Thomas and Santosh Kumarasamy going at each other, and I believe that's Justin Thomas gaining a position on Santosh Kumarasamy there.
Yeah, pretty decent move. We did see him getting overtaken by, I think that was James Robin a bit ago. So yeah, getting back to P16 now. I'm pretty sure these guys have made the pit stops as well. So it's just going to be a race to the finish. And we have Afzan here, who's just trying to get some temperature into those tires, weaving around a little bit. And yeah, I think he is in P10 now. Sai Tarun is in front of him, and Arun Shakunt is right there in front of both of them. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see if he can get back some positions that he had lost. No idea why, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
I believe these guys are all on cold tires, and Arush Shakant was setting it on the inside into turn 10. That's a very ballsy move, and Afzan just had to back out of it, which means that the Shivkiran also sneaks through and gets 2 positions sorted.
What a move by Arun right there. Like, Arav has gone, just down the inside into that place. Yeah, of course. I think, Afzan was taken up by surprise that why would anyone do that? But yeah, we have Arun Shakunt in 8th right now and Sai Tarun right behind him. And yeah, putting up the pressure, taking the pressure up to him. And yeah, I think Hardik has come out of the pits and it looks like he's only 7/10 away from Kanak. So the margin has just gone down quite a lot. So no idea what's happened here, but Hardik Pahari has cut down a 14-second gap.
That is interesting indeed. Did Kanak have some wrong pit lane strategy? Was he held up in the pit lane? But whatever it is, that kind of gap reduction is not something that we were hoping for, but I mean not expecting. But yeah, that's quite interesting.
Well, now the championship, is getting interesting because yeah, the gap has come down quite a lot. Let's see why it has come down. It just looks like Kanak has lost a lot of time after getting out of the pits, and Hardik has done a very good job of managing his energy as well as tires. And yeah, he's under a second behind Kanak, who's his rival, as well as the driver in P1 comfortably for pretty much the whole race. So yeah, things are getting interesting towards the end of this race. We still have 15.5 minutes to go, and yeah, it's game on from Hardik.
But you did see that Corret pulling away on the straights. It's one of the most depressing sights you could ever have as a chasing driver. You do everything, you get your lines right, you get your exits right, but the car ahead just vanishes ever so slowly away from your sights. You can just see the Corret pulling away on the straights, and I don't know how long can Moto hang on to this gap.
Well, we have seen quite a lot of racing between these two in the previous sessions as well. So it's going to be interesting for sure. Yes, the Corvette has more speed going into the straights, but let's see if Moto can send one down the inside in one of these turns. But look at that, the gap is just going low down as we speak, and yeah, he's just gaining a lot of time in the S section, and anything without a straight, he's doing really well.
Yeah, indeed, once a straight comes in, the Corvette is able to stretch its legs, but braking zones and the corners, the Porsche is owning it. So he's definitely gonna have to make a surprise dive, bring out one of those signature Moto moves without, of course, the signature outcomes. So I think that's what he'll be looking out for. And let's see what kind of a move he's gonna make, or is he just gonna be content sitting behind for a while.
Another thing to just keep in mind is that the energy right now, Moto has the least compared to the top 3. So we have to see if he can get the car back and yeah, finish the race. But as of now, his focus is just on the Corvette in front, trying to get as close as possible. But yeah, as you said, it is a proper rocket ship on the straights. You can just see the gap extending, and then yeah, when it comes to the braking zone, Hardik is just catching back up, and it looks like the gap is just 5/10 here and there. But yeah, this is going to be a tall task for Hardik to get the position off of Kanak, and if Kanak's tires get in the right range, we know that he can do, he starts doing 2 minutes on the dot. So yeah, let's see how the last 13 minutes of this race go.
Indeed, and you can also hear from the engine note that Moto is lifting off just to get that little bit of fuel conservation also going. So yeah, he is not pushing flat out yet, but he's making whatever he can out of it. Just goes slightly a bit deeper into turn 4, and Kanak does not need any of those right now because he's already stretching the gap in any kind of straights that he's getting.
Well, we did see that, Kanak is fast, but a 14-second gap coming down to almost, under a second is absolutely phenomenal. So I have no idea what he did. Oh, there we have BMW just getting out of the way of the leaders. Pretty good, I would say, not getting in between these two. But yeah, he's just so close. If he had a bit more of straight line speed, we could have seen a phenomenal battle between these two. But right now, the gap just seems to be around the 7/10 or 8/10 after Moto went slightly wide into the turn. So yeah, we just have to, I guess, hold our horses, and Moto has to hope that Kanak makes a mistake and yeah, makes a move on him.
Yeah, indeed, and right now it looks like these guys are locked in a stalemate, and it seems like both the cars are being faster at different parts of the circuit, and that just means the gap stays wherever it is. So let's see who's gonna blink and who's gonna say, I don't care about fuel conservation anymore, I'm just gonna go full flat. I guess that's gonna be the differing factor in this stalemate that you're seeing right now.
Okay, also quickly, Deepak, can we go on board Jaikumar Patil here? I think he's super close to Priyanshu's there, and oh, we have contact between them going into, I think that is the first one? No, that's not the first one. That's almost corner. Yeah, final corner. So yeah, a bit of tag going on here. We've seen that Priyansh can defend very well. He just keeps the car in the right place and parks the bus on the apex as well. You can see him going for a defensive line already. He has to try and make a move around the outside, which is super hard. Again, a little bit of contact between the Corvette and the BMW, and ooh, Jaikumar has to just stay back for now. He was flashing Priyansh on the main straight, but yeah, he has to buy his time, and super close between these two. We have seen Jaikumar has the pace after the pits. He has come up all the way back to P4. Can he take the battle to Priyansh and overtake him as well? We have seen him doing some very decent defensive moves. Can this be a masterclass, or is Jaikumar going to take away P3 and a podium away from Priyansh?
Yeah, Jaikumar is just seem to be much more confident on the brakes. He's closing the gap a lot more. He's almost looking like he's gonna just take out Priyansh in the braking zones. He's just having to take some avoiding action at the last moment. So yeah, he seems to be very confident on the brakes. So I think there is one cent coming in at any moment now.
Well, we've seen the Corvettes very fast on the straight, and it seems like, yep, Jaikumar is trying all he can going into the final sector in a little bit. Of course, it's the end of the second sector, but yeah, he's much quicker on the turns. But yeah, the Corvette just slightly faster on the straight, so it's going to be very frustrating for Jaikumar to make a move. Ooh, and the Corvette brakes slightly, just a slight tap going into the right-hander there, and now coming up to the last and final corner, but it doesn't look like Jaikumar will be able to send one here, so he has to just get a better exit here, stick with the Corvette, and then maybe try and go for a move into turn 1.
Yep, that BMW is catching up at all the wrong points, and in the middle of the apex he has to back out, which is not going to help his exit that much more. And considering how the Corvette is pulling away on the straights, it's making it that much more difficult. As you can just see right now, Priyansh is able to hold on to it, and look at that gap that's being closed on the brakes, and he sends one down the inside. And well, I think looks like he's got the move sorted, but Priyansh is now going to use that American horsepower to try and make his way past. Will he be able to do that? He's right now tucked behind Jaikumar Patil, and will he be sending one on the inside? I don't think so. He's just going to hold back. Yep.
That's a beautiful move by Jaikumar right there for the podium position, P3, and this is a sector where he has to try and eke out the gap. And we can already see that the gap is much more compared to when he was following the Corvette in front. And yeah, he still has to try and defend this because we've seen that Priyansh has pretty good straight line speed. So let's see if he can, just stick with him through this part of the sector. But yeah, it just does not look like he's close enough to go for a move. So this should be P3 for Jaykumar if he doesn't make any mistakes after this.
Yep, indeed. Let's have a look at that final corner contact. So I guess these guys are running in quite close, and Priyansh blocking the inside, and Jaykumar trying to turn it, and well, he just fails to take into factor that there is a Corvette that's just parked in there. And what about this turn one move? That was quite dramatic dive, I would say. Maybe he was just not expecting the Corvette to slow down that much, whatever it was, but yeah, that's just starting straight to the apex and get the car stopped. So yeah, that's quite an interesting move.
I think Priyansh was thinking of going for a switchback line because he did brake quite a lot compared to the BMW and just lost all the momentum. So, yeah, props to Jaykumar for slowing it down at the right time and not going wide, because that's definitely, giving him a very good chance of just keeping P2 now. I say P3 now, because it looks like Kanak is, back and he is in the right mood, I would say, as well as, the tires are perfectly fine for him now, because the gap yet again is just increasing now. So Moto tried to catch him by surprise. 14 seconds again is not a joke. So doing a very good and a cheeky strat, but unfortunately for Moto, Kanak just has had an answer for every single move that he's tried.
Yeah, indeed, it did look like he was gonna get close, but of course the car and the driver combination working really well in favor of Kanak right there. Because we did see a short while when Moto was seeming to be having the upper hand too, but yeah, it's just that the car and the driver are working very well in combination and they're just pulling away.
Well, it is P1 Kanak Satam and P2 Hardik Pari. Both of them are P1 and 2 in the overall season as well. So of course Kanak will be extending that lead of 19 points going into the next race. If things stay like this, we still have almost 6 minutes into this race. As I 6 minutes left in the race. So yeah, Kanak just has to try and keep it consistent, not make any mistakes, and he will definitely have P1 there. And Afzan just trying to drift him. Okay, a lot of drifting going on from Afzan there. I think his tires are pretty much done for, and yeah, going wide definitely is not going to help him. So was fighting for P4 I think at one point, or even P3 at one point, and yeah, it's not looking too great for him. He's all the way down in P9 and struggling to keep maybe even catch the car in front. So yeah, unlucky for him.
Wait, I do see that he had made his way past Arashakant again. Let's see how that happened. Ooh, that's not a place where I'd want to go side by side, but he pokes his nose on the inside and gets that move done. That is quite ballsy. That's quite brave, to be honest.
We've seen another Porsche, I think, of I am not even sure who that was. It was a blue Porsche, is all I remember. Just losing it on that particular corner right there. And yeah, Afzan putting a very good move. He does have the pace. We have seen that. He was, as I said earlier, trying to battle for P4 there. But yeah, he has to try and recover from P9. He has a 1.4 second gap to the car in front. Almost 4 minutes and 50 seconds now left for the race as well. So let's see what he can do. And while I'm talking about that, he's getting under pressure from Arav, and we have seen Arav putting some very good moves earlier on as well. So let's see if both of them can catch up to the back of Shiv Kiran. And talking about catching up to the back, we have Hussein here, who is right up the gearbox of Mohammad Mali in front of him.
Yep, last few minutes of the race, and people are still trying to figure out where they're going to finish. And see some cars trying to make whatever that they can. I think Arav Shakant and Afzan have been trading positions for quite a while. It's been pass and repass for those two guys. They're still stuck together. And I guess Azan has just put a bit of a daylight between himself and Arav Shakat. So I think that looks a bit settled now. All they need is no more mistakes, and they should be having a good race back home.
Well, and for the viewers who are watching, you can join the Discord as well, and the chat gets really lively, especially after a race. So you can join the Discord server. Link should be in the description, I hope. Otherwise, you can obviously check out Indian Racing Community and join us from there. And of course, the Formula One season just got over, so there'll be a downtime before that starts. But we still have LMU. I think 5 more races after this. So if you want to join, you can click on the link. And yeah, getting back to racing, we have a 7-second lead, which is just increasing more and more between Kanak and
That
Adil
is
Fari.
just outrageous at this point. A 7-second gap after, was what, 8 tenths in like a few minutes?
Yep.
That's just outrageous at this point.
Kanak just showing that he is leading comfortably right now, and he kind of maybe was sandbagging a little bit.
I think we
to
should start
make things
introducing
spicy.
ballast at this point. This is just ridiculous. Oh, and
but-
looks like that's a back marker, I presume. Not sure.
Oh, is that Sophie?
Oh, that's Sulfi. Oh, so this is for a position. As Sulfi turns in, I think he might have made a mistake into turn 2 or 3, and Banatwala moves up one place up to P13. I think he was running P8 at one point, but looks like he has fallen behind after the pit stops. So probably he didn't get his strategy right, or was held in pit stops, or whatever it was. He has fallen off that P8, and he's now in P13.
Well, and talking about one more driver who's right behind them is James Robin. He's back up to P15 now, very, very close to Sufi in front. Can he make, maybe promote himself up to P14? Because, yeah, he had a very good start. I think it was in P12 when he had the drive-through. So a pretty decent comeback for him as well. P15 isn't that bad. But, yeah, Vanmali is still able to, keep in front of Hussein right behind. And it just looks like, it's the last final minute. We are going into the final minute.
That's a desperate time indeed. Oh god, I was so close to a disaster, but he just is like, I don't care, I'm just gonna go for the position. Wow.
I was just about to say that these guys are going to get desperate and for moves, and there we go. We have James Robin diving down the inside of Sulfi, but Sulfi dives on the inside of James Robin right here, going side by side, maybe into the first or last turn, I should say. But yeah, just has to stay right behind him for now. Can he make a move going into this last penultimate turn? He does look down the inside. They're both going side by side yet again. Hopefully no contact between them. And yeah, the Porsche just stays back and needs to try and get a decent exit. Maybe send it down the inside, because we have officially entered the final lap.
Yep, indeed, and Azim had also moved over place. He had overtaken Abid Hussain while all this was going on. And wow, that was some move, like just sending it in the corner, like just straight up going for the apex, hoping the car does not turn in. So yeah, he was risking a lot on the line there.
Well, we've seen that these guys are, taking each other by surprise. Very decent moves from the whole lot, I would say, because we've seen quite a lot of dives down the inside. We've seen, I think, the Aston Martin also sending it down the inside of the hairpin, which is very good. But yeah, here's a replay of Banat on Sulfi. It was a pretty decent dive down the inside here after, I think Sulfi was just recovering from maybe wide movement. But yeah, that was James Robin getting very, very close to the Porsche in front. And we have Azim Banatwala as well on, I think this is Hussein, and getting a better exit because he just went slightly wide, and Banat just punishes Hussein there and takes that position off of him and has promoted himself up to P12. Ooh, and that's a move down the inside of Sulfi right there. What a move that is by James Robin. Sulfi is trying to flash and be like, whoa, where did that come from? And yeah, catching him completely off guard. Got him napping there, you could say. But yeah, Sulfi tried to go down the inside. Daki did give a decent amount of space as well. And yeah, James Robin promoting himself up to P13 and has been able to stay there. And yeah, Sulfi has gone behind Hussein. Wait, Hussein has lost 2 positions.
We didn't just race finish. Looking at all the replays, we have crossed the line. I'm really sorry for that, but just the racing action was just too much, I guess.
Well, I guess that we have to say congrats to Kanak
Yep.
for getting P1. There was so much racing going on that, yep, we unfortunately missed the race so winner. But yeah, he'll be here with us in the Combox real soon, and we'll talk to him then. But yeah, what a dominant performance by Kanak right there. So it is Kanak P1, Hardik Pari comes behind him in P2. We have Jaykumar Patil in P3. We have Priyansh Roban, who did a very decent job. Oh, that's Jay Thomas getting a stop go after the race. So
Well, looks like he had run out of virtual energy. So if you do run out of virtual energy, you get a very hefty penalty. So I guess that's just poor strategy in terms of fuel planning, I guess.
that's unlucky for him. So doing a 40-minute race and then getting a stop go, oof, that is, yeah, unlucky for him to say the least. But yeah, getting back to P5, we have Bhargav Kalari, we have Raj Modi in P6. Did not see much from him. We've seen that he had a few decent defensive moves and a few attacking moves as well. But yeah, finishing P6th right there. We have Somik Sen in P7. Shiv Kiran manages to get P8 there. Afzan recovers back to P9, and that is Arav Shakunt finishing the top 10. So yet again, a very decent a very decent race from these guys here. We have Aditya Wanmali in the Corvette in P11. Azim in his first race finishes P12. Pretty decent job by him. James Robin finishes P13. I think he was in P12 when the race had started, so a good recovery from him as well. We have Abid Hussain in 14, Salman Sulfi in 15th. We have Nikhil, Ajish, Gilbert. Ooh, he went down all the way to P17 there. But yeah, Abdul Makit in P18, Akbar in 19th, and Vijay Karbo, the 20th car on the grid, who finished. We have Santosh Kumar Sami in 21, Justin in 22, and Nick, the last finisher of the night.
All right, so that was quite a enthralling race, I would say. We had a lot of overtakes, some good incidents, and thankfully it wasn't as clumsy as the last week. To be honest, last week was absolute pandemonium all throughout. But this week, I am happy to say that there was a lot of good racing throughout. Of course, there are some contacts here and there, but what is GT racing without some contacts? So yeah, I'm quite happy with the race. What about you, Swagger? What do you think?
Oh yeah, it was very, very enthralling, and of course, it was so good that we even forgot that these guys have finished the race.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of racing going on, a lot of side by sides, and oh my god, it was definitely fun, commentating, alongside you on this race. But yeah, a lot of racing, a very good racing as well.
All right, so let's get started with the podium interviews without any delay. So we have a top three in here right now. So yeah, let's start with the P3, Jaykumar Patel. Hello, Patel. So what happened there, mate? I mean, you had a good start. You were in P2, and then suddenly you just dropped down to some P6 or 7. So what just happened there?
Yeah, my tires were a little bit cold and I was struggling for first 2 3 laps, and then just Hardik came by and just started me from behind. Then I spun. Unfortunately, when I spun, my tires were just gone. My left rear was at 90% directly, 90, I think 88 it was. And then later I just had grip. I don't have any grip. That's just. But
Um,
it was good. I still managed to finish P3. I could have been P2, but yeah, all good.
Well, I mean, good thing that you didn't get taken out in turn one today. So, yeah, I think that's half the race won for you there. So, yeah, but again, it'll be nice to see you have one race where you're not getting impacted by such issues. So it'll be nice to see you putting up a fight up front. But all things said and done, that's still a good recovery drive, and congratulations on the P3.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Swagatabu, I will take the P2 for the day, Moto.
Well, it was a very interesting race from you, I would say, Moto. There was a 14-second gap before the pits, and then it just almost vanished. It was under a second. So just take us through what happened there. Was it a strategic masterclass from your end, or was there any mistakes from Kanak's side? Like, just take us through the whole race.
Absolutely no masterclass there. I think he just changed tires, and that's where the gap was mitigated. But yeah, I was just saving fuel. I had no practice, no pace, so I just thought of just saving as much fuel as possible. Get a good stop and come out, close the gap in the pits because yeah, as I said, no pace. About the Patil incident, I don't, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think out of turn four, he was like super slow on the apex, and I mean, I think I gave him a little tap. So yeah, I'll take whatever penalty I get for that. Fault is mine, but yeah, it was very awkward for me because I had nothing to do. I couldn't do anything there. Yeah, he was just that slow at the apex. But yeah, I'll take a P2 without any practice, and yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, overall, again, P2 is a very decent. Like especially after you're saying you didn't have any practice. Yeah, P2 is a very good place to finish. So congrats on P2. And yeah, the gap between you and Kanak has just ever so slightly just increasing.
Yeah, that's gonna
ev-
keep happening.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe the second half of the season after the break, will
Let's
we be
see.
able to see a revived Moto?
Maybe not.
Well, enjoy your P2, and yeah, over to you, Deepak.
Thanks.
Alright, so if we move on to the race winner of the day, Kanak. So Kanak, I got two questions for you. First is what happened in the pit stops? You lost a lot of time. And second question is, are you considering adding ballast? Because I think someone in the grid needs some ballast right now.
Yeah. Yeah, the pit stop I just decided to change tires because Corvette just eats up tires a lot, and by the end of the first stint already during the right-handers it was feeling a bit sketchy. So I thought I have a 14-second gap behind, why not just change the tire? I knew I would lose a lot, but yeah, I lost a lot of time. I didn't expect. I expected like 8 to 10 seconds, but I lost almost 12 seconds there. But yeah, after that, I just had to make sure I warm up the tires slowly and wait for Moto's tires to fall off. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward after that.
Okay, and then what kind of setup were you running? Because on the straights we are on board with Moto and your car is just flying off on the straights. Is that just how the Corvette works, or were you running some extreme low aero setup? Like what was going under the hood there?
Yeah, that's actually like the normal way to set up a Corvette because it's a very pitch sensitive car, so you can't give it a lot of brake. You have to have very low ride height and very low rake, and because of that, in return you have to reduce the wing because otherwise you will be way too understeery in all of the corners. So it's just a byproduct of the nature of the car that it has a very low wing and just pulls like anything in the middle of a straight.
All right, so yeah, that was really a fun race. We did enjoy commentating on that. I'm pretty sure Swagator, we also enjoyed commentary, and thanks for joining again. So a big thanks to all the viewers who had joined, and if you did like what you saw, you want to take part in this, do join our Discord server. The link is in the description. Just head over to indianracingcommunity.co.in, join our Discord server and sign up for the league. We will see you here. And again, this is possible because thanks to our sponsors for footing the prize pool bill. Race Sims, do check them out. They do have some very good high-end sim racing products which you might find interesting. And do use coupon code IRC during your checkout to get some good discounts. And well, on that note, it's me, Deepak Raj, and Swagatar both signing off. So catch you guys after the week's break. We'll be back for the second half of the LMU season, the next 5 rounds. We also have some other events in the pipeline. So stay tuned and have a good week. See you again. Bye bye.